Hello, folks. This is Jacob Harkey. It is March 20th, 2024, and I am at my alma mater. I am at UCLA, the University of California, Los Angeles. Specifically, I am outside of the Luskin Conference Center. Now, here outside the Luskin Conference Center, or inside the Luskin Conference Center, the UC Regents meeting is happening today. And there are a few groups protesting outside of the building who I am here to stand in solidarity with. Now, I've linked a couple of Instagram posts in the description of this video where you all can read up a little bit more about the groups that I am protesting alongside today. So one of the groups that I am protesting alongside for today is UC Divest and UCLA Divest. Now, to give some background on what the UC Divest organization is protesting against today, we're protesting outside of the UC Regents meeting. Now, the UC Regents is a governing board of the UC system, UC being University of California. On the UC Regents board, there are 26 voting members. The UC Regents is a corporation that single-handedly manages the UC endowment of $169 billion, of which a portion goes to funding the genocide in Palestine by giving money to Lockheed Martin and giving money to Northrop Grumman, among other organizations. Now, a couple of the bills that are being discussed today in the UC Regents meeting are J1 and B1. Now, again, these can be, you can read up some more on these in the link that I included in the description to the UCLA Divest Instagram page. But as a quick summary, J1 is a bill which bans political speech on UC platforms and social media, and Regent Heidi Makarechian specified that it targets pro-Palestinian speech. B1, so that first bill that I talked about was J1. B1 gives the regents the power to fire, quote unquote, unruly faculty, and it works in conjuncture with J1 to punish and remove faculty for pro-Palestinian speech. So UC Divest demands include divesting from war, divesting UC Regents funds to go toward war, ceasing the use of BlackRock as one of its asset managers, reinvesting money back into the communities. And something that I think is important to note is that the Academic Senate has unanimously urged the UC Regents not to pass B1 and J1. Now, one of the demands that I mentioned of UC Divest is to reinvest the money back into communities. And regarding how that money can be reinvested back into communities, that brings me to another organization which is protesting here today, and that is AFSCME 3299. And that is a union which includes workers here at UCLA. And I included a link to their Instagram in the description of this video as well, if you want to read up more on that union. Now, the acronym that I just read, that stands for American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees. Now, some of their demands include increased wages, affordable housing, affordable health care, and safe staffing. So that's why I'm here today. I'm here to protest alongside UC Divest, as well as alongside AFSCME 3299. I strongly encourage everybody who is watching here to read up more about both of those organizations and more about the mission of both of these organizations. And I see Will's Hoodie Pocket is in here, LOL, as I sit here working at a UC location, medical side though. Well, thank you for the work that you do, and thank you for tuning into this stream. In the meantime, I think it's about time that I go ahead and head a little bit closer to the folks alongside whom I'm going to be protesting today. Let me get myself situated for just a moment. And you may already hear some of the chants happening in the background. Whoopsie daisy. Sorry about that. I just dropped you all. But not to worry, because now it is time to head on over. All right, I'm going to go ahead. Will's Hoodie Pocket says that's my union too. That's fantastic. Well, we're standing in solidarity today. I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera view so that you all can see what I am seeing.
senators came. We had 1,000 people there and almost got beaten up by the campus police because they didn't want us registering voters. The power here to get this administration, they are so entrenched. They have to do to get their contract. We're going to be with you every step in the way. Thank you! Very unique president with Michael Avant and Libertad Ayala from the political department. They've been with us way out of proportion compared to the numbers and the rest of the labor movement. They're a model with the labor movement, and this demonstration proves it. That's right, that's right! These folks had to go do your work, they would sign a contract. If the legislators had to go do your work, they would sign a contract. We asked all the senators to go in the fields. Only Cory Booker and our own Alex Padilla came out, worked in the fields one day. The other 98 wouldn't come in the fields for one day. They eat 3 times a day. Likewise, this is the premier university in America educating students. What you do is important. Everyone is watching, and together we will win. Thank you, brother. Our next speaker is from Critical Resistance. Brian, I don't want to mess up your last name. Zeta? Sorry. Zadie. Brian Zadie. Woo! That's all right, brother.
All right, so yeah, my name is Brian Zadie. I'm a TA here at UCLA, actually. Yeah, I'm also a member of the LA chapter of Critical Resistance. It's an organization that's trying to end the prison industrial complex by challenging the idea that cages and controlling people keep us safe. What actually makes us safe are the things that unions are fighting for. So living wages, housing, healthcare, things that SB 3299 is fighting for. So I'm here to say thank you and to express the support of Critical Resistance. So you're fighting for living wages in the face of dramatic wage increases or dramatic wage declines. You've seen some stark declines since 2017, right? There's been a 7% drop at the same time as the UC execs have seen like a huge surge in their pay. It shot up 38%. So you're fighting for housing access, and that's something that also a lot of us are struggling with. As a TA, it's not uncommon for me to have students who are coming to me saying they're having trouble focusing on their assignment deadlines because they're being evicted. This is now a problem we face at UCLA. And the fight that you're doing is a fight that kind of supports this broader struggle. So when AFSCME 3299 fights for quality of life improvements, it makes it easier for everyone else to make these demands also. So your fight is directly connected to the needs of the broader UC community. So in addition to fighting for wages and housing access, you're fighting for healthcare for all of us. So because of the UC housing crisis, we have a lot of AFSCME workers, right, who are being priced out of the market. This has created a vacancy crisis also. So there are lots of staff shortages in the UC system. This cuts back on the amount of access that students and all of us have to the healthcare that's supposed to be provided on campus. So your fight is part of the fight against the misuse of public resources. So we see that the UC has billions of dollars in unrestricted reserves and unused land that could help workers, but they choose to invest it in private equity. BlackRock has been mentioned. So UC executives are examples of state actors who are using public spending in ways that don't meet people's needs. Instead, people's needs are being targeted as they're treated as problems to be managed. So this is a reoccurring problem throughout California labor history. Your fight should also be situated in a broader fight against the prison industrial complex. So let me make clear why. The prison system almost exclusively targets working class communities and disproportionately those in Black communities, communities of color. In the US, around 70 million people have a criminal record that bars them from some access to employment or housing. 70 million, that's half the labor force. When we think about the prison system, we often think about this 2.3 million number of people currently incarcerated, but this churn of people going in and out, that has created 70 million. So the prison system is an attack on the working class and it prevents unions from being able to grow their power. Studies have shown that people in places with higher incarceration rates are less able to join unions. So this creates an interest among the labor movement in shrinking the prison system. And now is the time to cut the prison system. So the prison population has actually been declining since its high in like 2006. It was around 170,000. Now it's under 100,000. This has created an excess of 15 million empty beds. So there's a lot of unused prison capacity that we can just shut down to open up new public revenue. So resources could be going to support labor development and better jobs are being squandered. So right now, 15 million is being put into the prison system. Only 2 million is being put into, 2 billion, sorry. 15 billion and 2 billion into the labor and workforce development. All you need to do is take money out of the prison system and put it into these job creating activities. So prisons are an enormous waste of money. And what we need to do is close prisons and transform the UC system into an institution that pays living wages, facilitates housing access, and healthcare access. I want to leave you with one example here that illustrates this. So, the California Rehabilitation Center, a state prison in Norco, California, has been slated for closure since 2012, yet it remains open. It currently staffs 1,200 people and locks up 2,600. Californians pay an average of $64,000 per imprisoned person to keep the prison open. Meanwhile, just 15 miles east of Norco Prison is UC Riverside, a state university that hosts 23,000 students and 5,000 staff annually. California spends $8,600 per student. That's far less than the $64,000 per imprisoned person. So UC Riverside is educating over 20,000 people per year, and like UCLA, providing thousands of more jobs to Californians while creating exponentially more beneficial outcomes. So all of this at a fraction of the cost. AFSCME workers make these outcomes possible. AFSCME workers deserve more, and California deserves more. Critical resistance stands for the future.
Thank you, brother. So our next speaker, we're going to have Trevor from AFT. Trevor! Woo!
All right, little bit on. Hey everybody, my name's Trevor. I'm with UC AFT. We represent 6,000 non-Senate faculty and over 300 librarians across the UC system. And we are 100% in support and solidarity with our brothers and sisters and gender non-conforming folks in AFSCME 3299. We know that AFSCME has been at the heart of the revitalization of the labor movement in California and here at the UC campus for over a decade, and we are proud to stand with you. Thank you so much for your leadership. I want to talk about two issues while I'm here. The first is the contradiction that you all have already pointed out, which is that we have a state budget of between $40 and $70 billion that's going to be cut in the next couple of years, and an affordable housing crisis. And how is that being handled? They're pulling back money for student housing, and then the UC is investing money in for-profit housing catering to student communities around the university. Meanwhile, it's holding back on wages that would allow its workers to live near where they work. So this is what we're up against. We need to not just fight over a contract, but we need a new political economy, and thank you for taking the lead. And they go, it can't be done. They told us it can't be done. Well, let me tell you about a campus where I work called UC Irvine. UC Irvine is sitting on land donated by a group of Americans that were part of the sort of stealing of land from Mexicans after the Mexican-American War in California. They held on to their land for 100 years, and then they saw, oh, we have a great business opportunity. Let's donate land for a university. We'll call it UC Irvine, and then we'll hold all the land around it and just develop rentals, and we'll be one of the largest real estate companies in the country because we'll lease everything to everybody. What they did much land to the UC that UC Irvine said we could get in on this business too, and they built their own housing development called University Hills that provides subsidized housing to high-level administrators and research faculty. So you've got a city where the average housing price is over $1 million, and you have research faculty and university administrators paying something like $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 for their subsidized housing, while workers aren't getting the living wages they need to deal with the horribleness of the housing market. So if they can do that for research faculty, they can do that for staff. And so thank you for your advocacy on that. Now I need to just talk about one other thing, which is that there's a genocide taking place in Gaza right now. It's sickening. It's broadcast over the media. And not enough people in the United States are taking action. And what are the UC Regents and the UC leadership doing? When President Drake isn't in Sacramento personally lobbying legislators to not extend labor law to the UC, and that is true, he has been doing that the past couple weeks. When he is not personally lobbying legislators, telling them that they should not require UC and the CSUs and the community colleges to hire undocumented students. They're working behind the scenes and now have a 1:30 meeting taking place here where they're deciding maybe what we need to do is prohibit gender and sexuality studies and ethnic study programs from issuing statements in solidarity with the people of Palestine. So after this hearing, I hope you join us for going inside to the Regents to listen and perhaps participate in this meeting that is an attempt to not just silence dissent around Palestine, but to take away the academic freedom of all academic workers to decide how to disseminate their research and their analysis to the general public. Thank you very much.
Thank you, brother. My last speaker for this afternoon, she's right here from UCLA, executive board member and a bargaining team member. Give it up for Davina Wood.
He gave away my introduction. I'm Davina Woods. I'm on your executive board and also a member of your bargaining team.
That's right.
I am so glad to see all you out here participating in your own fight. When they tell us to sit down, we stand up. When they tell us to shut up, we get even louder. Wherever they go, we gonna be there. When they sit down, there's gonna be a green shirt sitting right next to it. We're gonna upset everything until we get what we want. Now, I've been here at UCLA for 13 years. In 13 years, I've seen this campus grow. And they don't have anything to support their employees. You know, to give us raises.
Same.
You know, our benefits? What the heck? Are you serious? No way. No way, no way. It's good seeing you, Mike. But look, you know, as long as we're here, they're here, we're going to be here. So I'm so glad. I tell all my co-workers, participate in your own fight, because I'm here fighting for you.
Yeah.
You all here fighting for yourself. Give it up for yourself. Whose university?
Our university.
Whose university?
Our university.
Damn right.
So, thank you to all the speakers. But guess what? It's not over. We finna get even louder, right? Are you ready to fight?
Yeah.
Are you ready to fight?
Yeah.
Are you ready to fight?
Yeah.
Whose university?
Our university.
Whose university?
Our university.
When we fight, we win. When we fight,
We win.
When we fight,
We win.
when we fight,
We win.
Let's go.
Woo.
All right, folks, the fun is just starting. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna follow me. We're gonna start walking, and just make sure that you're chanting. Who do we want them to hear?
Us.
Who?
Us.
Because we run what? Because we run UC. Because we run what?
UC.
We run what?
UC.
Who runs UC?
And UC.
Who runs UC?
We run UC.
Whose university?
Our university.
Whose university?
Our university.
All right, folks, let's keep this energy. Let's go. Yeah, yeah. Where we fight.
We win.
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 Where we fight. Where we fight.
We win.
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 When we fight.
We win.
When we fight.
We win. Now. Fair contracts. 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 Shut it down. 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 We've got the power. People power. We've got the power. Union 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 power. Everywhere we go. People wanna know who So we tell them, we are the union, the mighty, mighty union, fighting for justice and housing. Everywhere we go, people want to know who we are. So we tell them, we are the union, mighty, mighty union, fighting for contracts and housing.
What do we want?
Contract.
What do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Contract.
What do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Contract.
What do we want it?
Now.
What do we want? What do we want it?
Now.
What do we want? What do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Now.
What do we want? Fair
Contract.
What do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
A fair contract.
What do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Fair contract.
What do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
A fair contract.
What do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
A fair contract. Now.
What do we want?
A fair contract.
What do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
A fair contract.
What do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
A fair contract.
What do we want it?
Now.
We're fired up. Won't take it over. We're fired up.
Ain't taking no more.
We're fired up. Won't take it over. We're
Fired up.
can't take it no more. We're fired up. Can't take it no more. We're fired up. Can't take it no more.
Can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Our university. 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 Shut it down. 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 Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down now. Shut it down. 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 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99, 99. Fair contract. Now. Fair contract. Now. Fair contract. Now. Fair contract. Now. 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 Fair. Now. 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 Shut it down. 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 We run UC. 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 Our university. 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 We've got the power. Union power. 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 We win. 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 We win.
Are you ready to fight?
Yeah.
Are you ready to fight?
Yeah.
Are you ready to fight?
Yeah.
Are you ready to fight?
We.
Are you ready to fight? Are you ready to fight?
Damn right.
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 Are you ready to fight?
Damn right. Damn right. Damn right. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99.
Who are we? Who are we?
Ask me. 99. 99. 99. Ask me. Ask me. Ask me. Ask me. 99. 99. 99. 99. Ask me. Ask me. Ask me. Ask me. 99. 99. 99. 99. Ask me. Ask me. Ask me. Woo! All right, folks. I'm going to head down this way now that I can see the folks who are protesting for a free Palestine are starting to move down this way. I'm going to go ahead to join up with them. And as a reminder, another thing that's being discussed today in the UC Regents meeting that we're protesting outside are the bills, proposed bills B1 and J1, which I spoke about in more detail at the start of this stream. But those bills aim to censor pro-Palestinian speech on UC campuses. So I'm seeing signs here that say students and workers unite, demand the UC divest from war and invest in us, invest in US. Also see a free Palestine sign right there, along with some Palestine flags. And I see a big sign coming up here which says UCLA law says free Palestine. Then end US imperialism, free Palestine. They tried to bury us. They didn't know we were seeds. Hashtag UC divest, the old TMT, protect Mauna Kea. I'm gonna hurry up a little bit so that I can catch up with the other folks who are protesting, rallying for a free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine.
Yeah, you aren't gonna be allowed to bring water or certain electronics. So if folks need also, you can like pass them over to me and I can run them back. Yeah. So.
So based on what I just heard, I will go ahead and flip the stream around for a moment. It appears that folks are lining up to go through security so that they can head on inside to the UC Regents meeting that is happening right now. I presume so that folks can make public comments urging the UC Regents not to adopt B1 and J1 in order to ensure that pro-Palestinian speech is protected on campus. Now, what I just heard someone say is that water and certain electronics will not be allowed inside, in which case I will not be able to continue live streaming while inside. Now, it looks like there is a pretty good turnout of folks who are already going to be in there. So what I may do for the time being is head back to where I just was so that I can continue to stand in solidarity with the AFSCME workers who are still rallying in front of the other side of the building where the meeting is being held. So I'm going to go ahead and head back in this direction for the time being. And thanks to everybody in the chat who has been sending messages of solidarity. I see Cinderelli said a little bit earlier, respect to you all. You are important. Unions are the way. I couldn't agree more. Thank you. Thank you, Cinderelli. All right. So what I can do, I will go ahead and switch the camera once again. And I am curious to see if the folks from AFSCME are going to be heading into the meeting as well in order to make public comments. That will certainly be interesting. Perhaps before I rejoin the union members, I can take a look at some of the signs that we see here. So here I see a divest sign with many messages written on it, but perhaps I can zoom in on some of those so you guys can see love, not war, divest from war, divest from imperialism, we love you, children of Gaza. And then if I turn, I can't turn this camera sideways without turning the whole stream sideways, but I see divest for our future, divest for humanity, divest from military research, divest from genocide, free Palestine, divest for a better world, end the 75-year occupation, free our people, free the land. You have children's blood on your hands. I see gays for Palestine, lesbians for Palestine, free Palestine, break up with genocide, divest from war, invest in students, Goths for Palestine, from the river to the sea, don't use me for your war, we teach life, build community, not telescopes, Del Rio hasta la mar, free Palestine. I see F your shareholders, spend our tuition on us, not war. Invest in affordable housing, divest from genocide, free food for our communities. No more fossil fuels, hypocrisy at home, death abroad. And if I zoom out again so you guys can see this big sign here. UCLA law says free Palestine. And it looks like we may have had some folks camping out today. I see lots of tents and mattresses out here. See several Palestinian flags, which we love to see. Take back our education. People first, not profit. Blood on Gene Block's hands. And for those of you who don't know, Gene Block is the chancellor of UCLA. Our tuition, our school. And here's another sign. UC divest. Stop neoliberal attacks on education. And then here I see a sign which says war criminal besties. So there's Gene Block again on the left, who I mentioned is the chancellor of UCLA. To be perfectly honest, I don't know off the top of my head who Larry Fink, the guy on the right, is. But if I had to guess, he is involved with UCLA or the UC system or UC Regents. Perhaps I can do some more research on that a little bit later today. And then here I see some more signs. End U.S. imperialist, war and plunder, ILPS SoCal. I see UC cut ties with BlackRock and end U.S. imperialism. From Palestine to the Philippines, stop the U.S. war machine. Divest, divest, divest. people over profit? Do you wish to lock or break the chains? Stop funding genocide. This one says, who's the real terrorist? Resources, not repression. I see defend people's right to resist, ILPS SoCal, end genocide. Lots of good signs today. We'd love to see them. It does appear that those folks who were picketing may be headed back to the line where other folks were, where folks were lining up to head inside to make public comment. Oh, let's look at this one too. So there's another picture of Chancellor of UCLA, Gene Block, and says, hello, I am UCLA Chancellor Gene Block, and I support Zionism. Also, I hate SJP. And for those who do not know, SJP stands for Students for Justice in Palestine. Zachary Ellison is in the chat. Zachary Ellison says Catherine Spear from USC is a terrible hire for UC System-Wide Office for Civil Rights. Thank you for sharing that. And for folks who are unfamiliar, I would encourage you to check out Zachary Ellison. He does quite a bit of good investigative journalism over at his Substack and on his YouTube channel. So be sure to look up Zachary Ellison on Substack, YouTube, wherever else you may want to check out his coverage. But thank you for joining the stream, Zachary. I appreciate it. A couple more signs to look at really quick before we head back over to the line where other folks are. We see fund students, not war. You see divest, and then divest now. Love to see it. All right. I'll go ahead and head back down a little bit this way so that you folks can see if there is anything else interesting to keep an eye on while we're in line for entering the meeting. And like I said, not sure at this moment if I'm going to be heading inside to make a public comment, as it looks like there are already many folks who are preparing to do that, or at least preparing to support those who are intended to make public comments. And I do not believe that I will be allowed to bring water or electronics inside, of which I currently have both. And this is Pauley Pavilion up to my right here, which is where UCLA basketball and volleyball games are played. And I saw my fair share of those while I was a student at UCLA. Really would be great if they did allow electronics in there, as I would love to be filming this meeting. But alas, it sounds like that may not be an option. Well, excuse me, do you know if phones are allowed in there?
I have no clue. I was just told to come here.
Got you, no worries.
It'd be fucked if phones weren't allowed in there.
That's what I thought I heard somebody saying a little while ago, but I'm not 100% sure.
Is this for the open session?
For the what? That's my understanding, yeah. Oh, no worries. I'll go ahead and switch the camera view. Why would no phones be allowed in the public UC Regents meeting, in the open session? Why would that be? And even still, why would there be no water allowed? I see Asher Jones makes a comment. I was 17 at UCR, I assume that's UC Riverside, in 2012, and it was the day that I needed to get my graduation items that day. And at the time I needed to leave, it was around that time that the sheriff started to kettle protesters. It was a protest against the Regents as well. Wow. Well, thank you for standing in solidarity with folks who are standing against UC Regents and their unethical use of funds and passing of bills. Thank you for joining the chat as well, Asher. I appreciate it. I might stay on for a few more minutes as I aim to get some more information about what my options may be for bringing technology into this meeting. Because if I'm able to, you know I'd love to, but I don't know that I'll be able to. Okay, grad items for high school. Gotcha. And if there is anybody in the chat who had any questions about what we were protesting about today, or just any questions in general, you can feel free to ask them. I'd love to engage with you all as best I can while I'm waiting to receive more information here. Excuse me. Do you happen to know if phones are allowed in the open session that's in here? No, you don't know, or no, they're not? That wasn't all that helpful. Staff member didn't know. Zachary Ellison says, I got to get on a DA's office webinar. Stay safe, Jacob. Yeah, I'm doing my best. And yeah, that would certainly be interesting if you are able to get on a DA's office webinar. So it sounds like that's what you're getting on right now. Yeah. Wow. I have no doubt that you will turn that into an interesting story. I will be sure to look for it. Stay safe to you as well. I always get nostalgic when I come back here. It appears that this line has actually taken a while. So, you know what I may do? While I'm waiting for folks to make it through this line, I might walk around just a little bit and enjoy some of my nostalgic memories from being a UCLA student. Definitely had a good time during the 6 months that I was on campus. I don't know how much detail I've talked about this in before, but I was a transfer student. So I graduated from high school in 2017. I went to community college for 2 years, and then in fall of 2019, I transferred to UCLA, beginning as a junior in September of 2019. Of course, 6 months after that was March of 2020, when the world was shut down by the coronavirus pandemic. So after that, I completed my degree online, and in March of 2021, I earned a Bachelor of Arts degree with a major in English and a minor in film, television, and digital media. While I only got 6 months on campus, those 6 months are a lot of fun. And I came here to stand in solidarity with fellow protesters. But while I'm in a little bit of a limbo period, while I'm waiting to get information about what my next steps might be, I figure maybe not a bad time to take a little loop and remember my old alma mater. So why don't I go ahead and switch the camera view so that you all can see a little bit of what I'm seeing. So right here, like I mentioned before, this is Pauley Pavilion, and this is where UCLA's basketball teams and volleyball teams play their games. I've seen some fun games in there. I've sung the national anthem before a women's basketball game and a women's volleyball game. That was something that I had fun doing back in the day. And then coming up here, this long strip of sidewalk right here is what is known as Bruin Walk. And if I were to walk up this way, I would get to the top of what is known as the hill. And that is where, oh, LAPD helicopter. Up there is where a lot of the student housing is. So when I went to school my junior year, from September of 2019 to March of 2020, I lived right up there. And I graduated on a field right here. Jeffrey Bornow asks, what are they protesting at UCLA? So parts of the protest is on a little bit of a break right now while folks are waiting to get inside to the open session of the UC Regents meeting. But you know what, I will, for the folks who may have come in late, I'll go ahead and take a moment before I continue to walk around UCLA to pull up my notes again so that you all can hear some more of the details of what we're here protesting. So why don't I switch my camera view again for just a moment? Which takes a moment to do when we're on StreamYard. There we go. All right. So today there is a UC Regents meeting happening at UCLA. Now, the UC Regents is the governing board of the UC system, and UC is University of California. There are 26 voting members, And it's a corporation that single-handedly manages the UC endowment of $169 billion, of which a portion goes toward funding weapons manufacturers like Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman. Now, today at this meeting, there are a few bills that are being discussed. One of those bills is J1, and J1 is a bill that bans political speech on UC platforms and social media, and Regent Hadi Makareshian has specified that it targets pro-Palestinian speech. B1 is another one of the bills that's being discussed today, which gives the regents the power to fire quote unquote unruly faculty for, well, it gives them the power to fire who they deem as unruly faculty. But it could work in conjunction with Bill J1 to punish and remove faculty for pro-Palestinian speech. So UC Divest is here to protest against those bills being adopted, and UC Divest's demands include divesting from war, ceasing the use of BlackRock as one of the UC Regents' asset managers, and reinvesting the money back into the communities. Now, one thing that I think is worth noting is that the Academic Senate here has unanimously urged the UC Regents not to pass B1 and J1. Now, all of those bills that I just mentioned, all of that information that I just mentioned, you can read more into if you click on the Instagram links that are in the description of this video. So that's part of what's happening here. In addition to the work that UCLA Divest and UC Divest are here to do to rally for Palestine and rally against the passing of bills B1 and J1, another organization that is here protesting today is AFSCME 3299. And AFSCME is AFSCME, which stands for American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees. And that is a union that includes workers here at UCLA. And their demands include higher wages, affordable housing, affordable health care, and safe staffing. So, going back to what I was saying about UC Divest's demands. Remember, UC Divest's demands are divest from war, cease use of BlackRock as one of its asset managers, and reinvest money back into communities. Well, one way that folks can that the UC Regents can reinvest money back into the communities is going to be by meeting the demands of AFSCME 3299 and giving workers on campus better wages, affordable housing, affordable health care, and safe staffing. Getting tripped up over my words. I see Wild Parrot says, thank you, Jacob, for helping me to feel part of these positive protests when I cannot attend myself. Absolutely. And thank you for being here in spirit. Wild Parrot also says, did you see what Pasadena City Council did related to a ceasefire? I am so proud to live in Pasadena. I actually don't think that I did see that, but if they called for a ceasefire, if the city council did that, that is amazing. Jeff Reborn now says they should be using that endowment fund to pay for students' tuition. College used to be free for California residents. I agree, that would be great. We're investing in education, not war. All right, I'm hearing the chants start up again, so I'm actually going to head back in the direction that I just was. Give me just a moment, folks. Definitely have a habit of walking around with way more things on me than I likely need. All right. Let's see what's going on back at that line where I was previously. Why don't I was hearing more chants a moment ago, but they may have stopped. Let's just see, why don't we? I'm in no rush. I'm also getting some nostalgia while I'm here, because this is actually the place where I attended one of my first protests of any kind ever. And that was while I was a student here at some point between September of 2019 and March of 2020. I can't remember exactly when, but Donald Trump Jr. came here to do an event promoting his book, which I believe was called Liberal Privilege. and there was a protest outside, which I was proud to join. All right. I do still see folks here and in line. It's like they may be waiting in line to get in still, or perhaps they're just waiting outside at this point. Maybe I can get some more information from somebody, because I don't see anybody still continuing to go through security. Are they still letting folks into the session, or no, they're not? Okay.
If you're pressed, you can try.
I'm just doing a live stream. I don't know if that's. But do you know? Did a handful of folks get in?
Yeah.
Okay. And are they looking to make public comments?
There isn't a public comment right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It was only in the morning, basically.
I see. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Are we going to continue to picket or do circles or anything, or are we just kind of?
Yeah, but I think people are just watching the stream now to see what's happening in there.
Oh, there is a stream of what's happening inside. Where is that being streamed at?
I actually don't know the URL.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's on the Regents website or something.
On the Regents website? Okay, interesting. So, according to what I just heard, there may be a stream that some folks are watching of what is happening inside of the meeting. So I'll see if I can get some more info about that. Well, it appears that what's happening is that somebody is playing the stream. Oh, look at this. Back up a little bit so that you can see this a little bit better. Got a big capitalist pig and bags of money. UC Regents on the bottom. I love it.
On the use of university administration websites too. Regents policy.
We've now got the audio from the stream playing right here.
The reason for the change in title was that we believe it's a more accurate description and representation of the policy. We also say that today's item has been noticed as action, and we very well may take action today. However, both Regent Park and I are more than prepared to turn today's item into a discussion item if that is the consensus we get from the board after our conversation of the item. By no means are we trying to rush through this item. Additionally, much has been said in the press by some of the detractors to the policy that is it a violation of free speech and academic freedom. Nothing could be further from the truth. We have made it crystal clear that preserving academic freedom and freedom of speech. We have made it crystal clear that preserving academic freedom and freedom of speech are absolutely imperative as we put a policy in place, if we put a policy in place. And in fact, it is core to the mission of the University of California. Shared governance is a critical component to how policies are formulated, and I'm a big believer in shared governance.
Ooh. Sounds like there's somebody yelling out during the meeting.
Excuse me, this is a meeting. Chairman Shears is going. I would. Okay. Please continue.
Okay, no, please be seated. And everybody come to order. And we will finish. Shared governance is a critical component to how policies are formulated. I am a big believer in shared governance because I believe that's how we get the best and most thoughtful and effective policies at the end of the day. I'm grateful for all the help of the Academic Senate. Their insights, their expertise, and their wisdom have been invaluable. As you will see, the new policy on public and discretionary statements by academic units tracks most of the policy that the system-wide Academic Senate put forth in 2022. Since I know all of you have had the opportunity to read the policy, I would now like to open up the discussion and have General Counsel Robinson summarize the policy in its current form. Then we will have the head of the Academic Senate, Jim Steintrager, get his thoughts. Then we will hear from UCLA's Dean of Humanities, Alex Stern, who chaired the committee that oversaw the policy development, and will provide a high-level overview of the process and what the UCLA draft policy intends to address in general. Then we will open it up to committee members for thoughts and discussions. So General Counsel Robinson, the floor is yours.
Okay, very good. The text of the draft policy is included in board books as attachment 1 to the item, and I will briefly summarize. The draft has evolved considerably from the version that was discussed at the January meeting. It covers a broader set of campus units than simply departments. It covers all academic units on the campus, including schools, centers, laboratories, institutes, and the divisional senate. These are defined as academic campus units in the draft policy. I'll sometimes refer to them as ACUs. It does not cover administrative units. The proposal would govern the handling of 2 types of communications defined as public statements and discretionary statements. Public statements are any kind of statement on any subject that is publicly posted on a campus-sponsored website or otherwise shared via mass distribution, and that
you are welcome to observe the meeting, but please respect the members of the public body and other members of the audience who are here to observe the meeting. Should you continue to disrupt, we will request that police officers clear the room. There will be
Folks in the audience applauding for those who are dissenting, it sounds like.
As the room is cleared, I request that the appropriate police officer make a declaration of unlawful assembly and clear the room. Thank you.
Did you guys hear that? Boom! And for those who did not hear that, one of the speakers in the meeting just requested that police officers declare an unlawful assembly and clear the room of those folks who are making noise. Yeah! Woo!
Did you move the phone?
Sounds like there may be some audio issues with the stream of the UC Regents meeting that we're playing outside here. I'll show you all this again while we're waiting for the audio to improve on the stream that we're listening to.
About the genocide that the United States is conducting right before our eyes. What's going on? We've got to do a lot more than just no peace for any of these fucking wars to do. Anyone who touch them.
And again, we're not hearing much audio.
When I say you say
Divest! Divest!
When I say divest, you say no! Divest!
Now! Now!
Free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Feel free to, Squirrel Squad Cam. We charge you with genocide! UC, what do you say? How many kids have you killed today? Our university! Our university! Our university! Our university! Justice! Now! Shut it down! Shut it down! Woo! Now! Shut it down! Shut it down! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine!
Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back!
Stand up, fight back!
Stand up, fight back!
Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back!
There is only one
Solution! Intifada revolution! There is only one solution! Intifada revolution!
divest! Now! Now!
Divest! Divest! Now! Now! Our university! From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the sea to the river, Palestine will live forever. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. From Palestine to the Philippines. Stop the U.S. war machine. From Palestine to the Philippines. Stop the U.S. war machine. It looks like the folks who were escorted out of the meeting are headed out now. All the walls have got to go. From Palestine to Mexico. Border walls have got to go. UC, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. UC, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. Divest. 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 Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. UC, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. UC, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. Now, 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 now. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Every time the media lies, a neighborhood in Gaza dies. Every time the media lies, a neighborhood in Gaza dies. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. From the sea to the river. Palestine will live forever. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. UC, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. UC, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Divest, divest. Now, now. Divest. Divest.
Say divest, you say now. Divest.
Now.
Divest.
Now.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free. There is only one solution. Intifada revolution. There is only one solution. Intifada revolution. Not another nickel, not another dime. No more money for Israel's crimes. Not another nickel, not another dime. No more money for Israel's crimes. Money for jobs and education. Not for war and occupation. Money for jobs and education. Not for war and occupation. The people united will never be defeated. Say it loud, say it clear. BlackRock is not welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. BlackRock is not welcome here. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Not another nickel, not another dime. No more money for Israel's crimes. Not another nickel, not another dime. No more money for Israel's crimes. UC, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. UC Regents, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. Woo! Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. There is only one solution. Intifada revolution. There is only one solution. Intifada revolution. UC Regents, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. Money for jobs and education. Not for war and occupation. Money for jobs and education. Not for war and occupation. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Colonizers, we don't need them. What we want is total freedom. Colonizers, we don't need them. What we want is total freedom. From the sea to the river. Palestine will live forever. Viva, viva Palestina. Viva, viva Palestina. Viva, viva Palestina. Viva, viva Palestina. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. From the sea to the river. Palestine will live forever. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine.
Up with liberation.
Up with liberation.
Down with occupation.
Down with occupation.
Up with liberation.
Up with liberation.
Down with occupation.
Down with occupation.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
When I say you say divest, you see.
Divest.
You see.
Divest.
I say divest, you say now. Divest.
Now.
Divest.
Now.
When I say you see, you say divest, you see.
Divest.
You see.
Divest.
I say divest, you say now. Divest.
Now.
Divest.
Now.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
You can't hide.
You see, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide.
We charge you with genocide.
UC Regents, you can't hide.
UC Regents, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide.
We charge you with genocide.
Money for jobs and education.
Money for jobs and education.
Not for war and occupation.
Not for war and occupation.
Money for jobs and education.
Money for jobs and education.
Not for wars and occupation.
Not for wars and occupation.
Viva, viva Palestina.
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 UC Regents, you can't hide.
UC Regents, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide.
We charge you with genocide.
UC Regents, you can't hide.
UC Regents, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide.
We charge you with genocide.
Not another nickel, not another dime.
Not another nickel, not another dime.
No more money for Israel's crimes.
No more money for Israel's crimes.
Not another nickel, not another dime.
Not another nickel, not another dime.
No more money for Israel's crimes.
No more money for Israel's crimes.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Palestine to the Philippines.
From Palestine to the Philippines.
Stop the U.S. war machine.
Stop the U.S. war machine.
From Palestine to the Philippines.
From Palestine to the Philippines.
Stop the U.S. war machine.
Stop the U.S. war machine.
From Palestine to Mexico.
From Palestine to Mexico.
The border wall has got to go.
The border wall has got to go.
From Palestine to Mexico.
From Palestine to Mexico.
The border wall has got to go.
The border wall has got to go.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free
free Palestine.
Free, free
Free,
Palestine.
free Palestine.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
You can't hide.
You see, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide.
We charge you with genocide.
I say you say divest. You see.
Divest.
You see.
Divest.
I say you say divest. You see.
Divest. Divest.
When I say you say divest. You see.
Divest.
You see.
Divest.
I say you say divest. You see.
Divest. Divest.
Free,
Free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
UC Regents, you can't hide.
UC Regents, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide.
We charge you with genocide.
UC Regents, you can't hide.
UC Regents, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide.
We charge you with genocide.
Money for jobs and education.
Money for jobs and education.
Not for wars and occupation.
Not for wars and occupation.
Money for jobs and education.
Money for jobs and education.
Not for wars and occupation.
Not for wars and occupation.
Money for jobs and education.
Money for jobs and education.
Not for wars and occupation.
Not for wars and occupation.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the sea to the river.
From the sea to the river.
Palestine will live forever.
Palestine will live forever.
Viva, viva Palestina.
Viva, viva Palestina.
Viva, viva Palestina.
Viva Palestina.
Viva, viva Palestina.
Viva, viva Palestina.
Viva, viva Palestina.
Viva, viva Palestina. Woo! Sorry.
Wow, you guys look so beautiful. Thank you for coming. Feel free to gather a bit closer. We'll be together. Amazing. My name is Ty. I'm going to be emceeing our rally today and speaking on behalf of UCLA Divest.
Woo!
Okay, so to start off, I just want to seriously give some immense gratitude for every single person who's come out here, every single person, for all of your contributions and your presence today, yesterday, the past 2 weeks, the past 10 months, just all of it. We've been fighting so amazingly, and we're not stopping now. So I want you to give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you for being here.
Woo!
So I want to ground us in this moment and allow us to really be in community together for the first, but not the last time today. All of us have been fighting tirelessly in many ways, and the fruits of our work are right in front of us, right here. So okay, let's do a little roll call first. So who's here from UCLA Divest? Who's here from UCI Divest? Who's here from UC Riverside Divest?
Woo!
Who's here from? There's other UC campuses here. Are there other UC campuses? Who's here?
Woo!
Who is here from a union or solidarity organization? Okay, awesome, amazing, yay! And who's your community member? I don't know, gathering students, workers, everyone.
Woo!
Amazing. Okay, beautiful. Okay, awesome. Okay, so yeah, just reminding us why we're here today and what the stakes are and what we're fighting for. So much of it is literally this, right? It's this space that we cultivated here and over last night. Last night, as you can see, a few dozen of us left out here overnight after we got removed from Luskin by about 100 police officers. Just now, about 50 of us mobilized into the open session meeting where the Regents were going to be discussing Bill J1, and within 20 minutes, they threatened arrest again, they threatened dispersal again, and we were removed once again.
Ooh.
And although these could remain the central moments of today and last night, our removal and our forceful expulsion from places we pay to run, we have immediately built a space here that has sustained us well. Last night, strangers and non-affiliated friends brought air mattresses and sleeping bags. People brought statements by academic units that would not only explicitly limit political speech on main department websites, but really would enable the UC to later pass much more repressive policies when they think we're not looking, and that are being passed now to repress pro-Palestinian speech, but could later down the line affect teaching on climate change, workers' rights, the prison industrial complex, or any issue where the UC knows it will be identified as an enemy of the people.
Ooh.
They are cracking down now because students are seeing through their facade of progressivism that the university attempts to uphold. Over this past year, Divest has engaged hundreds of students and workers who are sick of watching horrors unfold in Palestine, in Yemen, in the Congo, in Sudan, while student jobs pay $17.50 an hour and yet housing costs $17,000 a year. Student workers have been retaliated against for speaking up about the genocide. STEM students are increasingly frustrated that they want to work and research to benefit our society, but they're tracked into jobs that feed weapons companies instead of their people. AFSCME workers are fighting for a mere $25 an hour and affordable housing. AFSCME workers are fighting for a mere $25 an hour and affordable housing when the living wage in LA has risen to the 40s. And UC will say they have no money, but what do we say to that? Students are housing insecure at the UC with guaranteed 4-year housing. Students are food insecure at the university with the best college food in the US. What do we say to that? When we say divest, when we say shut down the UC, these are not destructive statements. We are not here for ruining's sake. We are here to build something better.
Woo!
And because of that, the UC wants to silence us and their faculty. This bill really shows the extent that the UC will go just because they are afraid of this, of the power of young people, students, workers, faculty, the kinds of people who will put up tents in a bus lane overnight because they want to see their homelands free. And that is where our power is. They are not afraid of us because we have more weapons than them, or more blood money than them, or more power than them. Our power comes from our steadfastness, our togetherness, our hope, and our genuine commitment to organizing for our people's freedom.
Woo!
We are rising above time, place, and manner policies. We are unafraid of dispersal orders, and we are willing to go to incredible lengths for this movement. And that's the most threatening thing of all.
Woo!
Already, 5 UC campuses have passed resolutions demanding divestment from the state of Israel. Let's give an immense cheer for that.
Woo!
California universities are leading the charge nationwide for divestment, and it is because of the organizing of SGP chapters, UC Divest coalitions, and other incredible organizers that we're seeing millions of dollars a day taken from the Zionist entity.
Woo!
And we're not stopping there. We are not done, and we will not be done until every single dollar that's currently funding unthinkable violence in Palestine and across the world is reinvested in us and our communities. We should not have to sleep outside, blowing up air mattresses and brushing our teeth in academic buildings, writing final papers under street lamps because the university refuses to meet our needs and demands, but we will until they do.
Woo!
We are not afraid of the Regents because we know that we are guided by truth and justice, and that makes us 1,000 times stronger and more powerful than their cowardly asses could ever dream of.
Woo!
So I thank you for coming out today and for coming out every day after this. We are winning and we will keep winning. I invite you to talk to people you haven't met yet to grow and strengthen our community. That is how we will defeat our enemies. And free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
I say you say divest, you see.
Divest! Divest!
I say you say divest. You see.
Divest! Divest!
I say divest, you say now. Divest.
Now!
Divest.
Now!
I say divest, you say now. Divest.
Now!
Divest.
Now! Woo!
Hey, our next speaker will be from SGP.
Woo!
Okay. Hi. Okay, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Miriam. I'm from SJP. I'm going to start my statement off with a poem. I want to read for you guys. Hey, village my father's family lives in. Hey, did you guys know that they're killing and abducting people in a small farming village? I am grabbing my professors by their faces. Hey, did you know that every day I want to be very close to death and take my bleeding body to the front steps of the White House? Do you think if Biden saw blood dripping from my eyes, he'd call for a ceasefire? Does he remember pulling the trigger himself? Will you give me an extension on this assignment? So I'm opening my speech today as both a representative of SJP and as a Palestinian student from a poem my sister wrote in regards to our feelings of being diaspora in the UC system. I find it imperative to mention that the Regents' ability to dismiss any sort of atrocity unless it is directly adjacent to their characters unless it's absolutely not. Okay. It's an admission of their character. I mean this with the utmost contempt when I say each and every single one of the Regents lack basic empathy.
Same.
It is with this in mind that I'm here to represent SJP in our demands that the Regents hold themselves responsible and accountable for their unethical investments through divesting from companies perpetuating the Zionist state's violence and therefore reinvesting in the students and supporting the workers' population. When I think of the Regents' perpetuation of genocide, I often think of the Arabic word qahir, which by Khadija Dajani explains that it's not quite anger, but rather when you take rage, place it on a low fire, add injustice, oppression, racism, dehumanization, and leave it to slow cook for a century. And then you try to say it, but nobody hears you. So it sits in your heart, and it settles in your cells, and it becomes your genetic imprint. You weep, and the cycle repeats. The only reason I decided to come to this fuck-ass school was because I received the Regents Scholarship Award to confront the irony of me receiving an opportunity to study here as a result of my essay on my Palestinian identity, when it is the exact same individuals who are participating in land theft, investing in corporations that murder Palestinians, that participate in the surveillance of my people, has weighed particularly heavily on me. Why do I get the opportunity to study, but my family is forced to die? Why? I would also like to direct our attention to the police, the pigs that have been surrounding our campus all day. Say oink, oink!
Oink, oink!
Fuck them!
Woo!
These pigs have been lined up for hours as a direct result of our student organizing. And you want to know why? We all know why. It's because they're fucking scared. They're pussies and they're scared of our action. They should be. Yeah. They should be.
Woo!
I would like to say this part directly to the pigs on campus, wherever they are. Because I sure as fuck hope they can hear me. The only difference between me and being a body under the rubble are the circumstances of my birth. And the only difference between you and being a body under the rubble is luck. By choosing to invest in the students and the workers, the UC Regents have made, by choosing to not invest in the students and the workers, the UC Regents have made their stance clear. The ramifications of these decisions extend far beyond our individual campuses. So I am here representing every single person who is dedicated to ensuring the intertwined struggle of the workers, the students, and all of our shared struggles towards Palestinian liberation, towards all of our liberations. We are the reminder of global solidarity, and actions like these are how we can create tangible change. So let me hear you guys when you say,
No justice, no peace.
No justice, no
No justice, no
peace.
peace.
Free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Okay, I hope you guys have a good day.
Woo!
Thank you to STP. Our next speaker is going to be from Anak Bayan at UCLA.
Woo!
Can you all hear me okay?
Yeah, we can.
Alright, forgive me, I was chanting earlier, so I'm gonna really rely on the crowd here to keep the energy up. But magandang hapon sa inyong lahat, or good afternoon. We are Anak Bayan of UCLA, as part of the Youth and Student Center of the National Democratic Movement. We are uniting with Filipinos and allies like you here to fight against imperialism, bureaucrat capitalism, and feudalism in the Philippines that has led to the displacement, commodification, and suffering of the Filipino diaspora for generations. Currently, we are waging a true back integration campaign to fight for known as repeat offender of international humanitarian law. Fellow National Democratic Mass activists from Europe are also being detained and blacklisted, deported. In UC schools, there is also the push for J1 and time, place, and manner, exemplified by the fascist repression we faced last night and the swift deployment of hordes of cops. The people are also being deceived to be collateral in violence against others such as youth in the Philippines, similar to those here in the U.S. being recruited more than ever into the military, with mandatory ROTC being pushed in Philippine Congress to beef up military reserve forces amid the rising tension in the West Philippine Sea. Imperialist fascist state forces and institutions will use everything in their disposal, from revisionist and anti-people education to armed violence to repress the people's resistance that is growing more and more, even here on our own campus. And we are seeing from our local efforts and the global situation that resistance and organizing for genuine change brews fascist repression from the ruling class as a tool to dissuade the masses from uniting together to create change. But history and today shows us that we will always come together to form a united front against our common enemy. Do you think we can continue coming together to create solutions for our issues that the UC and our governments will act on? Yes, we can. And we see here today that in numbers and in unity, we will always be stronger than them. Yes, all of you fellow Filipinos here today, we encourage you to join the Filipinos for Palestine and the Luang Laban Coalition to continue organizing with other Filipinos to organize against U.S. imperialism that wreaks havoc on Palestine and in the Philippines.
Woo!
And for everyone here, join an organization. Join the UC Diverse Coalition and join the International Labor People's Struggle. Take up the issues you are seeing in your community and campaign with others, because you are all capable of creating the change that the regions and the officials and government want.
Woo!
And without a plan, we will continue to fight alongside you all. We will continue to fight for money for education, not war, for a liberatory education for the people.
Woo!
And the end of the Marcos regime's puppetry to U.S. imperialism. But to do this, we also call on you all to support and join our fight for national democracy, genuine liberation, and socialism in the Philippines. I'm gonna lead a couple of chants, and I'm sure y'all have heard them before, but if not, follow along. From Palestine to the Philippines.
From Palestine to the Philippines. Stop the U.S. war machine. From Palestine to the Philippines. Stop the U.S. war machine. Woo!
Our next speaker is going to be from the Student Labor Advocacy Project at UCLA.
Woo!
Can everyone hear me?
Yeah!
Hi everyone, I'm here today as a part of SLAP, which stands for the Student Labor Advocacy Project.
Woo!
I'm so glad that we've all been able to make it out here today as students and organizers as UC divests in AFSCME 3299 to confront the UC Regents together. Today, they hide behind those walls where they'll be discussing our futures without taking our input seriously. They did everything they could to keep us out of those conversations in that building yesterday. And today, they'll discuss and make decisions on our behalf and then claim them to be for the benefit or safety of students. But we know the truth. The UC's agenda of safety is the potential removal of our favorite and most passionate professors. It is the repression of political advocacy or anything remotely controversial. According to the UC's behavior, safety doesn't extend to those who may find themselves at odds with the university in any way. What safety means to UC is clear in the way they forced students out of Luskin last night, deploying cops in riot gear and using physical force to reject us from participating in their conversations. Shame!
Shame!
They showed us yesterday that their definition of safety does not extend to students and organizers calling for divestment from war and weapons manufacturers. Safety, according to the Regents, does not include removing investments from companies that engineer weapons for the genocide in Gaza.
Shame!
Safety apparently also does not mean securing the protection of campus workers who are essential to the functioning of the UC system. The point is, the UC Regents' ideas of what's best for us are far off from what we, the students and workers, know what would be best for us. The UC hears us calling for change, and they do what they can to repress our voices. But we are all committed to our fight. As we continue to demand divestment from Zionist powers, to demand fair bargaining with AFSCME, to demand reinvestment in marginalized and vulnerable students, the UC continues to forcibly silence us and ignore our needs. Profit margins do not matter more than the well-being of our students, staffs, and workers. Until we matter to the UC Regents as much as their precious war money does, we will not stop this fight. We won't stop showing up, even in the middle of exam week, to reassert ourselves. We are important, despite how much the UC tries to paint us as a nuisance. The students compose the majority of the people at this university. The campus workers are the ones responsible for making sure that the university functions on a daily basis. Yet, while the UC doles out millions and billions to enable war profiteering for the genocide in Gaza, they claim there's no money for a $25 minimum wage. But we know that's not true. That's right. And we refuse to change our priorities because we know we are justified. We are here today to call on the Regents to divest from genocide and reinvest in the students and workers now. Thank you so much. I'll do a few chants. Money for jobs and education.
Money for jobs and education.
Not for war and occupation.
Not for war and occupation.
Money for jobs and education.
Money for jobs and education.
Not for war and occupation.
Not for war and occupation.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Woo! Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine.
Okay, next up, we're going to have a speaker from BAM.
Hi, my name is Hoku, and I'm an organizer with BAM. That's the Coalition to Defend Affirmative Action, Integration, and Immigrant Rights, and fight for equality by any means necessary. A group of us came from the UC Berkeley campus with over 1,000 signatures on a petition calling for the defeat of Regent Jay Shore's speech censorship proposal. Right now, still over 5 months into the Israeli genocidal invasion and occupation, the Palestinian people have managed to maintain their protests. It's not just in Gaza, but in the West Bank, East Jerusalem, Jerusalem and also in Israel. And they do that because they know that here in the United States and Britain especially, but all across the world, people still continue to march to call for an end to the genocide in Gaza. Just because there's a news blackout doesn't mean it didn't happen. 2 weeks ago, there were over 250 cities all across the United States that participated in solidarity with the international marches that were held in defense of Palestine. In Britain, every other week, over hundreds of thousands of people come out to the streets of London to fight for the same. And as long as this proposal is being brought forward, we have to continue this fight. As long as this genocide is happening, we have to continue to fight. The Palestinian people's fight for freedom isn't just about an asking for sympathy. It's a call to action for us to continue to build our mass movement. And what was I going to say? It's completely scandalous that Biden and the Democratic Party continue to fund the genocide in Gaza. And it just makes more and more oppressed around the world recognize them as their enemy. And more people draw the conclusion that our time is better spent marching in the streets where our real power is. So we just keep building our power. We can stop this invasion, stop the bloodshed in Gaza. And thank you. And if you'd like to sign the petition, we've got some extra copies.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have a speaker from GSJP, Graduate Students for Justice in Palestine. Welcome everyone. It's beautiful to see you out here. We've been out here for hours. And actually, literally overnight. I think what I want to say has been said. I'm a CEO from Graduate Students in UCLA. And I want to ground us back into why we're here in the first place. Even well before October 7th, we knew our money was going towards war and bloodshed and the sacrifice of many martyrs, not just in Palestine, but abroad, everywhere. And we're not standing for this. And this is one of many actions we've had. And all I want to say to you today is that we owe Gaza perseverance. We are on the 6th month of a genocide that is being live streamed daily by multiple people. Psychologically, it is a war against our psyches as well. They want us to get tired. These regents are expecting us to just burn out. They think our protests are just cute and will dissipate in a few days. And so, yes, fuck that. 100%. And so what I want to ground us in today is the idea of perseverance for Palestine first and foremost, and for all people abroad where our tuition dollars are going towards their slaughter. Again, this is a psychological war as much as it is a physical war. We need to take care of each other, and I'm here to testify that last night, so many people were taking care of each other. I wish our university looked the way it did last night. I mean, minus the cops. I wish our university, yeah, fuck the cops. I wish our university looks the way it does now, where we create together, we move together, we persevere together, we talk, we strategize, we do our finals. I mean, hopefully not in the middle of a driveway next time, but I really want us to think about how we're going to take care of each other because we are here for the long run. Our action does not end tomorrow. It ends when we divest completely every dollar, every cent from the slaughter of Palestinians today, from the slaughter of any person on this planet. We do not consent for our tuition dollars and our tax dollars to go where they're going now. Bless you all. Thank you for coming. Free, free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free, free
Free
Palestine!
Palestine!
From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
Thank you. I'm going to hand it over to our next speaker.
Woo!
Thank you, Esther. That was really beautiful. And why we all gathered here, why we're trying to spend 3 days in this driveway. Because we're fighting a fight that we can win, and it's important that we don't lose steam, that we stick together and strengthen each other.
Woo!
Our next speaker is from the Palestinian Youth Movement. Give it up for them.
Woo!
Also, how are folks feeling before we go on? Would we like to proceed with this, but maybe sitting to give our legs a little rest, or are we feeling good? Feeling
Okay.
good?
Okay.
That's right. That's what I like to see, but you can also say it if you want. Okay. You got it?
Woo!
Can everyone hear me okay?
Woo!
UC Regents, shame on you! UC Regents, shame on you! You have blood on your hands too!
You have blood on your hands too!
UC Regents, shame on you!
UC Regents, shame on you!
You have blood on your hands too!
You have blood on your hands too!
I am here on behalf of the Palestinian Youth Movement, a transnational independent grassroots movement of Palestinian and Arab youth organizing for the full liberation of Palestine.
Woo!
We are here today to reject the actions of the UC Regents, who do not represent the interests or the values of its students, of its workers, or of its faculty. Because the UC Regents not only endorse, but praise Israel's genocidal tactics and all of its Western imperialist co-conspirators. Their attempts to silence political expression will not succeed. Israel's brutal aggression on Gaza has lasted 165 days. Its occupation of Palestine lasting over 76 years. Since October, the U.S.-backed Zionist regime has displaced millions of Palestinians, ethnically cleansing entire bloodlines and committing endless war crimes.
Shame!
Over 30,000, a lot more than 30,000 of our valiant Palestinian martyrs, of our Palestinians have risen to martyrdom, with thousands more injured, missing, buried under the rubble, and risking death from malnutrition and starvation. Mossab Abu Doha, a poet from Gaza who was previously abducted and tortured by IOF forces, emphasizes the importance of stopping arms shipments to the Zionist regime, rather than dropping food with parachutes that have frequently failed and killed hundreds of Palestinians, or building a temporary seaport to deliver aid as the U.S. has claimed it will do. Mossab asserts that the simpler and necessary solution for 2.3 million Palestinians in Gaza is to end complicity with the Zionist war machine that is slaughtering them in mass.
Woo!
What does an end to complicity look like? It looks like stopping the flow of money, weapons, and diplomatic support for Israel through mass mobilization and direct action. As Israel's genocide on Gaza continues, and as the effects of the siege threaten the lives of over 2 million of our people, we must not waver or water down demands. The University of California is a racist institution founded through land grants, displacing Native peoples, robbing them of their self-determination. And it continues its legacy of exploiting land and labor as one of the largest...
Miss Mandy McGee, I can answer that question in a little bit. For Cookie, I'll answer that once the speeches are done.
They
Shame!
sit on surplus funds that could be going toward meeting the demands of students, workers, faculty, but instead continue to build their billion-dollar investment portfolio from the U.S. war machine and heavily police and surveil its students. Shame!
Shame!
Let's be clear. By partnering with BlackRock every year, the Office of the Chief Investment Officer and the Regents choose to put worker and student-generated profit into the top 5 military contractors. They're putting your money into Lockheed Martin, which has its reach in more than 50 countries and has sent fighter jets and surveillance technology to Israel for years. Same for Boeing, which has a reach in 150 countries and has partnered with Israel since the Nakba in 1948. Shame!
Shame!
General Dynamics is responsible for creating bombs and selling them to the Zionist entity to use on Palestinians. They also contract to agencies like Homeland Security, who exercise the U.S. imperialist agenda in the form of immigration enforcement and supposed anti-terrorism initiatives. Northrop Grumman is the world leader in airborne fire control, radars, and ammunition and gun systems. BlackRock also invests in Elbit, an Israeli company that produces drones and information and surveillance to violently repress and attack the Palestinian people. The UC is directly complicit in genocide. They aim to silence your speech and dissent because they have these financial interests to protect. Divestment is not an abstract idea, it is a concrete demand that directly impacts the trajectory of liberation movements. Divestment drains the power of the war machine and puts the power back into the hands of the people. Divestment on university campuses was effective during the end South African apartheid movement, and divesting from private prisons and from fossil fuels. We're seeing 6 campuses across the UC divest their tuition from weapon manufacturing companies. However, this is on the student front, and we here know that this is not an end to the UC investment in war and genocide. Through your mobilization, collective pressure, the UC Regents already moved to change the language on the J1 bill out of fear. This is the power that we hold. We must maintain pressure and momentum and demand UC divest, not promise to divest, not partially divest, but to fully divest from war and imperialism, from Zionism, and from genocide. As Palestinian revolutionary Hassan Kanafani stated, imperialism has laid its body over the world, head in Eastern Asia, the heart of the Middle East, its arteries reaching Africa and Latin America. Wherever you strike it, you damage it, and you serve the world revolution. Not only do we face a common enemy, we share a common struggle. As revolutionary of the Black Power movement, Kwame Ture asserted decades ago, Zionism is the baby child, an infant protector of imperialism in the Middle East. The State of Israel was explicitly created with the understanding that it would protect Western economic and military interests in the region. The Palestinian liberation movement has always been embedded in the worldwide struggle against imperialism and systemic oppression.
Cookie, I'll address what you're talking about once the speeches are done.
Zionism and imperialism is dismantled wherever it manifests. We know that liberation is inevitable for Palestinians and for all oppressed people whose lands and livelihoods have been invaded and ravaged by imperialism. Glory to our martyrs, Intifada until victory, long live Palestine, and long live international solidarity. Thank you so much to BYM. Amazing connections to what's going on here, how our struggles are all connected. We will not stop if they promise to divest. We will not stop if they say we think your idea is great. We will not stop until they divest, until they take every cent out of Israel. Thank you so much. Our final speaker for today is going to be ILPS, the International League of People's Struggle. Hello, my name is Hannah, and I am here speaking on behalf of the International League of People's Struggle, or also known as ILPS, as a representative in the Alliance for the Student Labor Advocacy Project here at UCLA, also known as SLAP. As an anti-imperialist alliance dedicated to advancing and uplifting the democratic struggles of people around the world, ILPS unequivocally condemns the attempts of the UC Regents to repress and silence organizing across the UC. Given the timing for the passage of the J1 bill, as the movement for divestment and Palestinian liberation only grows in strength and number, it's clear this is a blatant attack on the rights of the people to organize against their oppressors. We assert our right to call
institution for what it is, a corporate vehicle for profit that violently cracks down on their communities before even considering the people's righteous demands. In only the past 24 hours, the UC has been shameless and overt in its attacks on the people and the right to protest. Last night, UC Divest organizers occupied the Luskin Hotel lobby to assert the demands for divestment for war and genocide, reinvestment in students and workers, and an end to the silencing of the people. Rather than hearing out these demands, private security, campus security officers, and numerous police in riot gear forcibly removed organizers from the space. People were choked, people were shoved, people fell on the floor, people got scratched and got assaulted more severely. This pattern of violent repression continued to this morning as ASME organizers were immediately and forcibly removed from the public common space only minutes after attempting to assert their demands. ASME 3299 is currently on bargaining session to demand a new, better contract where our workers are treated with dignity, are compensated for their hard work and dedication to the UC system, and are able to sustain themselves with only one job through demands like 25-hour wage campaign, protection of pensions, job security, affordable healthcare, as well as affordable housing. ASME 3299, UC Divest, and other movements on our campus are all united. We call for the divestment of harmful practices the institution is complicit in and demand the reinvestment in students and workers, both facing similar issues, from food and housing insecurity to unaffordable health services to retaliation, whether for pro-Palestinian speech or for union activities. This fascist crackdown on the people's right to resist only makes it more urgent than ever that we assert our right to resist. This is why we say, defend the rights to organize, defend people's struggle. The actions of the regions are a local manifestation of a global imperialist system which demonizes all those who dare to resist their oppressors in order to maintain its feeble and parasitic existence. The imperialist United States relies on the repression of organizers at home to silence dissent, and it relies on its unbridled war machine abroad, funded by our tuition and tax dollars, to maintain its global dominance. The imperialist United States colludes with its allied governments to violently attack and repress national liberation movements around the world, as well as their supporters at home. Whether it's colluding with Israel to target resistance in Palestine, as we have seen recently, the Al Jazeera crew has been kidnapped. We see the fascist counterinsurgency efforts of the imperialist state for what it is, as well in collaborating with the Philippine government to attack activists in the Philippines. We understand these violent and repressive tactics are fundamentally an attack on the people, the working class, and all those who fight for liberation all around the world. That is why it is imperative we stand in firm unity in defense of people's struggle and the right to resist. In the face of fascist repression, we understand the solution is to build people's organizations, to out-organize our oppressors, and to steadfastly assert the power of the people. The power of the masses is stronger than the fascists. We demand an end to all counterinsurgency, including the attempts of the regions to silence and repress organizers through aggressive policy and passage of bills like J1. We stand united against all forms of exploitation, imperialist plunder, and wars of aggression, including the UC's role in funding imperialist military buildup at the expense of workers, students, and community members. I'm gonna do some chants right now. When students' rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When worker rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When faculty rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Long live
International solidarity!
Please join an org in UC Divest or ILPS and never let the people's struggles go silent. Thank you.
Woo! I see the comments about the pig. I'm going to address them soon. National solidarity. International solidarity.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine. Free Palestine.
Actually, did some folks from Santa Barbara want to speak too? Not to put y'all on the spot, I just remember talking to you about it. So that's an option if you'd like. I don't want to take the speech away from you. I'd love to hear from you.
Woo!
Thank you for coming down. Thank you for showing us
America. As always, the Regents pushed back. Across the UC's legislative councils rejected divestment plans, ignored passing divestment resolutions, divestment petitions, ignored student-organized boycotts, sit-in protests, referendums, and didn't allow students to speak out about divestment during Regents meetings. In this instance as well, UCSB let its students down, and we were the last UC to divest. But instead of our institution learning from its prior mistakes, they have instead continued to perpetuate continued suppression against people who choose to speak out about injustices. Most recently, our multicultural center was shut down for the entire quarter because of signage in support of Palestine.
Shame!
One of the only safe spaces for marginalized communities on a campus that has one of the highest Zionist populations was shut down and still hasn't been open. Not only that, but after the closure, some of the multicultural center student workers were doxxed. The social media accounts responsible for the doxing and intimidation did so directly to incite and invite their tens of thousands of followers to harm students and workers, contact them, to intimidate them, and endanger the safety of their personal and social lives. Exposing names and personal information and photos of those with the most vulnerable identities among us is a common strategy of intimidation for pro-Israel media handles and the failure of campuses and the UCSB Multicultural Center leadership to protect its students and workers. They have allowed this to happen with impunity. The students affected by doxing were not involved in the aforementioned actions. You want to talk a little bit about it? Hello? We also wanted to take a moment to talk about the UC Divest from CFT movement. Today, the Regents are making a decision on the investment on the 30-meter telescope on sacred Mauna Kea in Hawaii. This is cultural desecration as we all know it. This is a land grab that the UC so clearly knows and invests. As of 2020, they have invested $73 million on this project of cultural desecration and genocide. But as we all intimately know, this money could be going to the workers, to the students. Instead, they choose to invest their money in the desecration of indigenous lands and indigenous cultures. Long live international solidarity. Fuck the Regents for this. Give it up for Santa Barbara! Such an incredible show of solidarity all day today and yesterday and everything. We have people from all over SoCal. It's so powerful to be able to be surrounded by student organizers, not only here, but at other universities as well, who are putting in the good work. Yes, so amazing. Okay, well, I think we're going to finish off with some chants. Let's stand up again. Let's bring the energy up. When I say UC, you say divest. UC.
Divest. Divest.
When I say UC, you say divest. UC.
Divest.
UC.
Divest.
When I say divest, you say now. Divest.
Now.
Divest.
Now.
When I say divest, you say now. Divest.
Now.
Divest.
Now.
Free. Free Palestine.
Free. Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the sea to the river.
From the sea to the river.
Palestine will live forever.
Palestine will live forever. Money for jobs and education.
Not for war and occupation.
Not for war and occupation.
Money for jobs and education.
Money for jobs and education.
Not for war and occupation.
not for war and occupation. There is only one solution. Intifada revolution. There is only one solution. Intifada revolution. UC, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. UC Regents, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. Not another nickel, not another dime. No more money for Israel's crimes. Not another nickel, not another dime. No more money for UC's crimes. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. From Palestine to Mexico. Border walls have got to go. From Palestine to the Philippines. Stop the U.S. war machine. UC, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. UC, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. The people united will never be defeated. The workers united will never be defeated. The students united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. Woo!
Beautiful. Okay, so we are wrapping up our rally now, but we are not done. There is so much more to be done for the rest of the day. So just giving a sense of like the agenda for the rest of the day, UCI is going to lead a beautiful workshop on their showing us their counterinsurgency zine. That is so cool, and also then we're going to be learning from them how we can make our own versions of the zine and how we can make help to support the movement. At 4:30, Ask Me 32.99 will be doing another picket line to fight for their the $25 an hour and affordable housing and the other things that they're fighting for in their fair contract. Highly encourage everyone who can to join that picket. Like we are in solidarity. These workers keep our campus running, right? Like we have no UC without the workers. Huh? It's at 4, not 4:30. Thank you so much. Okay, it is at 4 p.m. And then, we encourage you all to just stay with us, right? Like our power is in our numbers. We have sleeping bags, we have equipment. If you are willing to sleep over, and if you are not, just sit with us as long as you can. We're going to be breaking fast together around dinner time. And so this is really a community space. This is our space. We can make it what we wanted to have it. And we're staying here another day. We'll be here tomorrow. There will be more programming, more actions, more rallies tomorrow. We want to see you there too. I know it's finals week, but this is hopefully gives you the energy to keep it going. So we hope you'll join us to keep sitting in, keep talking to each other. Thank you everyone so much. Woo! From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the sea to the river.
Palestine will live forever.
Palestine will live forever. From the sea to the river. Palestine will live forever.
Right
Yeah,
now.
Is there
you want me to mute it for a sec?
Oh, yeah.
One sec, folks. I'm going to mute for a moment. Just a moment, folks. Just having a conversation that I'm going to keep off air for a moment. I will be unmuting in just a moment so that I can address some comments that came through in the chat. All right, folks, I'm going to head to a bench around here so that I can debrief a bit with you all, as well as address some of the comments that came through the chat. Give me just a moment so that I can get to a bench over here where I can get a little bit of distance from some other folks here to make sure that I'm respecting the privacy of others. All right, I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera view so that you all can see me again as I'm addressing you all. Hello, folks. I put a beanie on to protect the top of my head since we've been out here for a few hours now. Now, I see that a handful of folks in the chat have brought up concerns about the pig that is over there representing the UC Regents. Folks are concerned that it is an anti-Semitic symbol. Now, I will say that I personally have never heard before of a pig being used as a symbol to represent the Jewish people. What I have seen time and time again is the pig being used to represent police officers, and I have also seen the pig used to represent greedy capitalists. I will look up what folks are talking about to see if there is an anti-Semitic trope that I need to be educated about. But I can assure you all that was not the intent behind creating the pig display that is over there. Now, what I'm going to do, there were a few questions that came through in the chat that I would like to address. First off, what I want to remind folks of is why we're protesting against Zionism and what that means. Now, I've done this before at the beginnings of other pro-Palestine protests that I've been to. Today, at the beginning of this stream, what I talked about at the start of the stream had to do more with the specifics of what folks are rallying for, specifically with regard to the UC Regents. So again, that had to do with the the proposed bills B1 and J1 that were being protested against by UC Divest, as well as the AFSCME workers' demands of better wages, more affordable housing, and affordable health care for students and workers here. But what I would like to do is remind folks a little bit about what Zionism means and why we protest against that. So a handful of folks in their speeches that I just recorded spoke at length about Zionism, and Zionism is the belief that the land between the Mediterranean Sea and the Jordan River, which is currently commonly referred to and recognized as Israel, belongs exclusively to the Jewish people and should be inhabited exclusively by Jewish people. Now, this overlooks the fact that prior to 1948, that land was known as Palestine, and it was occupied predominantly by Arab people. It was primarily inhabited by Arab people. The goals of Zionism cannot be achieved without the mass relocation of the Palestinian people, the mass imprisonment of the Palestinian people, or the mass murder of the Palestinian people. And all of those are things that we are seeing play out in real time. Over the last few decades in particular, well, really, for the last 75 years, we've been seeing Palestinians being forcibly removed from their homes and confined to territories that have become very, very densely populated areas in the Gaza Strip and the West Bank, while the state of Israel still has full control of who or what is allowed in or out of those occupied territories. Now, with that in mind, well, actually, a little bit more that I want to add on that is that since the inception of the State of Israel, as the State of Israel has been pursuing the goals of Zionism, it has been backed very heavily with money and military resources by the United States, which is why I feel that as a U.S. citizen who pays taxes to the U.S. government, it is important to stand against Zionism and to call for an immediate and permanent ceasefire, an end to the siege on Gaza, and an end to U.S. aid to Israel. So with some of that in mind, I want to go ahead and come back up a little bit in the chat so that I can acknowledge some of the questions that are in here. Now, somebody a little bit earlier, I want to see if I can still find the, yes, so Cookie asked, is Hamas cool? Sorry, just confused. If anyone can help explain, thanks. So, with everything that I just said in mind, when people are undergoing a genocide, which is what the Palestinian folks are currently undergoing, the state of Israel is aiming to ensure that that land between the Mediterranean Sea and the Jordan River is a land for Jewish people exclusively. And those goals cannot be achieved without eliminating the Palestinian people. Hamas is an organization in Gaza. Now, Hamas has used violent means to resist the Zionist occupation of their land. And I do not fetishize violence. However, when peaceful resistance becomes impossible, violent resistance becomes inevitable. And another chant that I hear regularly at these kinds of protests is resistance is justified when people are occupied, or resistance is justified when people are colonized. I support the Palestinian people in resisting genocide by the means that they find to be necessary. So again, I don't fetishize violence, but I understand that decolonization historically is a violent process. So I don't condemn the resistance fighters for resisting the racist Zionist occupation of Palestinian territory. I hope that that makes sense. I hope that gives a little bit of clarity to how I approach this kind of a question. I was seeing other folks in the chat saying things like, I want to see Palestinian citizens freed from the terrorist organization Hamas. And I'm glad to see you say that you want to see the Palestinian citizens free. However, I don't agree with issuing condemnations to the resistance fighters who are fighting against the Zionist entity and against the state of Israel, who is violently pursuing their goals of eliminating the Palestinian people. Another thing that I think is worth bringing up when looking at this question is that there is quite a bit of propaganda in the United States surrounding the organization Hamas. Mainstream media will rarely, if ever, refer to the situation that we're seeing right now in occupied Palestinian territories as a genocide. They will portray it as the Israel-Hamas war, which makes the conflict sound much more legitimate than it is, and makes it sound like Israel's goals are legitimate. A lot of propaganda came out in the week just after October 7th about what really happened that day. There were reports of mass sexual assault, which I definitely do not condone. However, those reports have not been corroborated by any victims who have come forward. No bodies of sexual assault victims have been identified. And the sources who spoke to mainstream media making claims about mass sexual assault have not provided any verification for their claims. Similar claims have been made about resistance organizations like Hamas beheading babies. And similarly, there has been no evidence presented that that was true. In spite of that, the mainstream media did run with that line, enough so that it was parroted enough by mainstream media outlets in the US to the point that many US citizens have come to believe these claims and believe that Hamas is a terrorist organization and that the eradication of Hamas is a legitimate and justified goal for the state of Israel to be pursuing. In reality, that stated goal has just given Israel all of the support that they need from the Zionist American public to continue in their genocide. I hope that makes sense. I hope that you're understanding how I'm approaching this question and where my thoughts on this question lie. I'll continue to scroll through the chat. And like I said about the pig, underneath the pig it says UC Regents, and I have seen a pig which looks like that be used to represent wealthy, greedy capitalists. And we can see in one hand the pig is holding up a bag of money, while in the other hand it's holding down a cage with the Palestinian flag in it, representing that the UC Regents cares more about money than it does about Palestinian lives. I also see a question coming in about what will happen to the SOJ was able to detain. It looked as though he was behaving according to orders, even if the outcome was intended. I think you might be talking about a Sea Org member who was detained. I've heard a little bit about this, but I haven't really looked into it yet. So this is something that I may revisit once I hop off of this stream. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the question, Francisca. I'm continuing to scroll through the chat. And Francisca, it looks like you got another question. Do you think Scientologists leaving La Poubelle or an org who interact with protesters are sect checked? I'd say it's likely. Continuing to come through the chat. And I am seeing some additional comments, which I won't put up on the screen at this time, that appear to be suggesting that the comments and chants and signs being displayed and presented today are attacks on Jewish people. I would push back against this firmly. I explained a few moments ago what Zionism is and why we protest against Zionism. Zionism is not the same thing as Judaism. I am all for the protection of Jewish people worldwide, the security of Jewish people worldwide. Jewish people have historically faced horrible oppression, and Jewish people deserve to be protected worldwide. However, the solution is not creating an exclusively Jewish ethno-state at the expense of the lives of Arab natives. I am continuing to scroll through the chat. All right. I see. Cookie, I see you're saying my question on screen I knew the answer to. I was seeing what you would say. Okay. All right. I see some additional Zionist comments that are not in agreement with me. Look, I shared where I stand. I shared why I stand where I stand. If you still don't agree, that is your prerogative, and I can't change everyone's mind. For folks who are curious to learn about my perspective, I welcome questions that are asked civilly and respectfully. And I enjoy engaging with questions that are asked civilly and respectfully because I do want to be able to keep my chat open during live streams so that I can have the opportunity to educate folks who are interested in learning more about my perspective and learning more about why I hold the anti-Zionist views that I hold. I mentioned before that Zionism is not Judaism, and in that same regard, anti-Zionism is not anti-Semitism. Now, there are folks in the U.S. House of Representatives who would disagree with me. There was a resolution which came through the House of Representatives within the last few months. If I'm not mistaken, it was HRES 894, and it did state in clear terms in that resolution, anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism, and that resolution passed the House of Representatives, which I think is very shameful to see. However, I'm also not surprised because most folks in the House of Representatives receive big financial contributions from AIPAC, which is the America-Israel Public Affairs Committee. So the Zionist narrative is very dominant in US media, and that's something that I am determined to push back against. All right. And I'm seeing additional comments come in from other Zionists who are in the chat. You're telling me things to look up, which I will. I will do that. They shared some information about additional protests that will be happening with AFSCME and involving other protesters rallying for a free Palestine. I may continue to protest alongside them. We'll see. I'll probably get a bite to eat before too long here. I want to say thank you to my moderators who have been helping me to make sure that the chat is a safe and respectful place. And I also want to thank those of you who are in the chat, sending messages of solidarity throughout the protest. And I also want to thank those of you who are asking questions civilly and respectfully. With that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. I hope everybody stays safe. I will see you all again before long. Free Palestine, and stay safe, everybody. Bye-bye.